Hello peeps, I am Tidbit, and this video showcase is of StarScream from the Cybertron series of the Unicron trilogy in the Legacy line. And what a wonderful little spaceship this is. Look at it, it's so angular and sharp. There's... even with a light and looking through all these different gaps in the undercarriage, do you see a robot? No. Precisely. It's so good. And it has a few features in here, like this purple cannon that's above the cockpit. You can take it and move it down off these little spots that connect here. Then go to the underside and open it up to then put it on these little spots. Like so, and then you can close this back up, and boom, the gun is underneath, and that looks so sleek. All of this looks super sleek, but it can also look super sharp if you have a Cyberplanet key. You just take this, and you stick it into this slot back here, and in the original toy, these would be spring-loaded weapons, but here, you can control when they show up for a lot of potential. And now it's looking sharp. Double the sharp it was before. And it's just, oh, I love this. Cybertron, one of my favorites. And there's another thing you can kind of do with this before we get on to the transformation. You can take off a lot of stuff. So we can just remove the gun. We can take these off because these are just on normal pegs, so you can have these attached to different spots, and I love that. Other characters can use that. And when you take everything off here, you're left with this little thing, and it looks like a little escape pod. It's so adorable and simple. It reminds me of how we could rip apart Wing Tail, that one. And then finally, since we're doing a lot of different showcases, let's showcase what the size comparison is between Vector's key. And it's pretty close. This one's bigger because it's got all that extra detail, but if you like overlay the key teeth, it's the same size. So theoretically, something could use these. They're interchangeable. I only have these two keys and that old key. But I'd love to see what they can do with these in the future, because not all of them have pegs, but all of them have the teeth. So let's put this one back and bring out a classic key. This one isn't from StarScream, by the way, and it's old. You can see how the Decepticon symbol has slowly worn away through time, and look at that size difference. If we just set it down on the grid of comparison, we can see that this only takes up about 2, whereas this one takes up like 4 to the sides. And you can just completely put this key down and the key ate the other key. It's a key of keys. And that is the key to understanding storage or something like that. I don't know. These keys are magical. But enough of the key shenanigans. Let's get to the normal shenanigans of what Transformers do. Transform! And I will show you it just like Wingtail, with all the stuff on it. Except for the gun. Just take all these, put it back, and boom. It's like we never did all that tangent. So, what you first want to do is go down here and open up these panels. Then take these and rotate them like so. And make sure not to make them fall off because they're on a peg. Next, you go down here and you separate the point. Then, it's very tricky business because you gotta disconnect from a point here and a point in the middle here. Because you've got this spot that goes into that spot right there. And you've got this spot that goes into this spot up here. at the same time. It is a crunch to try and get this back up. But you take the foot, you take the spike, and you fold it in as much as you can. Scrunch the foot down like so, and then on the other side, you move this little piece to become the other side of the heel spur. Then you just take this panel, fold it in, and then rotate here, and fold down like so, and do the same on the other side. So, disconnect, scrunch up the foot, put the spike away, move a different spike out, close the panel, rotate at the thigh, and boom, we have legs. Now, let's get to the rest of this. To make it easier, we'll just immediately crunch this down. Then, you can take these points and rotate them away from the peg that they're on. Rotate these up, bend at this point, and then you're taking this whole assembly and moving it down as well. There's two spots that you rotate here, and you rotate at this pin, not at this lower point when doing transformation. That'll get you. Next, take this panel, open it up, rotate out a fist, and then note there's a little spot here and a peg here. And so when you're putting this back together, push from here to get a solid connection. So it looks all nice. Rotate it around and reorient the wing blade. And just do that all on the other side. And then for the final leg here, we take the wings and we just need to separate them. Fold them down, take this gray bit, pull it away. So that way we can take this dark piece, flip it upside down to reveal StarScream. There they are from Cybertron. And here's their gun, which, because we're now in the articulation mode, and you couldn't really do this on a spot in the ship where it looked nice, you can take said Cyberplanet key and stick it in the back of the gun. Bam! Even stronger now. And oh boy, I like this. This is such a neat design. It's so like regal and sinister, and it's got all these fun ways to pose it. Like, you can take off these wing spots, flip them out, and put them on just normal peg spots, like so. And I'll show you what my preferred configuration is to have one side have this large shoulder wing and this crest sticking up out. So that way you can have the gun just sitting there. And that gives them a very unique silhouette. But we're not here for unique silhouettes. We're here for fan modes. So let's start that. And to start that, we'll just remove all the removables. Alrighty. And then the first thing you are going to want to do is put the head away. Because that's generally how I start. Next, fold the fists away and kind of do everything that you do for the normal transformation on the arms. You compress them down. You put them on the pegs, like so. And you do it on both sides by opening the panel, putting the fist away, closing it, squeezing it, spinning it around, rotating at the higher point, rotating at the full shoulder, bringing it down, and putting it on the peg. But where we differ is after we separate the torso, like so. Because what we do is we take the legs, get them all opened up, like so. Then we rotate them inwards and take the feet and rotate them like this. It will be important later so we don't ram into anything, and take the spikes and put them down flat like so. So they look like spiky shoes or claws. And you have them like this. So that way when we rotate at the knee, these parts don't really hit around. And this is where the hardest part comes in, because you're not doing a full flat like this. You're rotating at about here, because we need to miss a lot of stuff with this spot and get this part up and over the nose of the cockpit. And you just get it all squeezed in there and make sure everything's aligned properly and awkwardly. And then just compress the feet so they look something like this. And finally, for a bit of flair, you can take the shoulder assemblies that can go all crazy like and just pull them out and rotate them at an angle like so. And then we have the street Screecher. Yeah, this is the fan mode. It's like a hover muscle car with a big old front end for bashing. It's got all these spikes for extra edge points and coolness factor. And it can even take the turns a bit harder because it's got this one weakness, but you can use the weakness of just like it rides along normally, and then when it wants to turn, it bends up and goes like that. And it's just really neat. But you can get even crazier with it by attaching stuff. So let's upgrade this. Put the shoulders back. Take the blades out and note which side the edge is, because you'll want to put them like so. So the edge is pointing up. It is also the opposite side that the blades would normally be. So if you want to prep for this in robot mode, you gotta get kind of weird. You put those there, then take these and put them in their original spots, but reversed. Like so. And finally, take the gun and attach it. You gotta take it and you gotta go into the hole and then onto the nubs that are not fully aligned. But it'll end up looking like this. The crowned street Screecher. Now, ain't that menacing? It's got all these extra edge points and a big old scary energon gun. But that's about it. Thank you for watching. Like the video, comment your thoughts, check out the playlist for previous showcases, and subscribe to be notified when new ones come out. Bye-bye.